Hey, what is going on, crypto people? Holy moly. XRPL and SUI integration? What's going on with that? XRP YouTuber stuck in 2018. Oh, poor guy just can't seem to grasp or accept the errors in his ways from 2013. Sad, 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 sad. Listen, Mark doing what it does. Look, this is going to be a quick live stream because I want to hop on to the live stream with XLR, and I think it's going to be XRPL as well. I think Jazzy from Ripple X is going to be on this live stream as well. I think that's what it is. And so live stream, Twitter Spaces. And so I want to get onto that. I want to get onto that live. It's going to be at 11 o'clock. It's about 20 minutes. So this is going to be a quick live stream, but I did want to hop on here and share some things from X real quick with you guys. Go over this awesome, awesome news. Awesome, 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 awesome news. So Crypto 80 shared this real quick, says, proud to be in that battalion. Don't miss the Ripple head of DeFi, Jazzy Cooper, with SUI and XLR in a live X space. And now in about 20 minutes. This week, deep with two of the ecosystems that are integrating, SUI Network and XRP Ledger. Don't get stuck in 2018. Of course, integration is going to come by way of XLR doing what they're going to do. But this is the YouTuber still stuck in 2018 and just can't grasp the reality of 2013 when he sat down at Coin Market Cap and had a choice between Bitcoin, XRP, or both in 2013 and chose XRP only, and then chose to start a YouTube channel trying to rationalize that decision by crapping on Bitcoin. Now, the new thing is crapping on meme coins to try to justify in his brain the reason why he only chose XRP, and he had an opportunity to choose both back in 2013. And now his wallet is showing him the errors in his ways, and he can't seem to own up and take responsibility that he chose one and he could have chose both. That usually and is better than or. Usually. Let's take a listen.
I've been watching this space for a long time. And I think that all these meme coins and all this crap like cartoon monkeys, I believe the source of the pumping of all that stuff is the VCs. I believe the VCs, they say, oh, okay, first they did it with Ethereum. They said, okay, we got this Ethereum thing. They can build all this crap on it and we can pump the Ethereum token through it. Then they did it with Solana. Now they've picked a third one that I've been noticing lately. They picked one called SUI or something like that. Okay. And each time it's one of these tokens.
Meme coins and VCs. This is a dude who just lost his way. This is a guy who just refuses to pop his head outside of the XRPL bubble and take a look around. Meme coins is the antithesis of VCs. It's the fight against the VCs and their layer ones and how they monopolize the FDV, the floats in FDV. This dude is in the cave age still of 2018 and can't seem to, he just can't seem to figure it out. It's sad, bro. It's sad. You're talking about SUI Network, they get ready to hook up and get integration with the Ledger by way of Axelar. Like, have you promised to having looked at, he hasn't taken a look around to see what's going on there? He's just stuck on his choice, and he's trying to convince everyone else that that's the choice, and all the other stuff, well, it's just the crap, and it's the VCs. bought Bitcoin at 60 something thousand, or no, 58, 59,000. And he had a shot at 2013 to do it, and he didn't do it. Now he's trying to rationalize and videoize his way in whatever else he's trying to do. Sad, my friends, just sad.
That they can build all these meme coins and crap on, and then they can pump it up. And they do about a 1 to 1.5 year ride, and all the influence. It's like they have a battalion of influencers that are going to pump all the crappy coins that are being built on the thing, and they're pumping the token that it's all being built on. I've seen this movie.
This is a dude who has lost his way. Sad. I mean, that's a grown man there, and it's sad. Crypto Eddie also put this out as well. XRP Ledger and SUI integration. She said she popped some pink bottle champagne or something, and it's pink, I guess. So take that. Some kind of rosé. Yeah. Axel Network. Last week we announced the MEMES development stack. This week we'll go deep with two of the ecosystems that we're integrating: SUI Network and the XRP Ledger. So XLR is integrating SUI. XLR is integrating the XRP Ledger, and because of that integration, they'll be able to hang out with each other, right? They'll be able to interoperate with each other. Important to understand that. So, so Miston Labs guy is going to be on there. Okay. So I shared with you guys was it last night, the Token 2049 interview with one of the co-founders of Miston Labs. I don't know how to pronounce his name. Is I don't know. Anyway, I showed you guys that video. He's going to be on this AMA in this Twitter Spaces, so I'm going to hop on that as well and get to that. That is, I don't know. I feel bad for that dude. I really do. ETPs for the XRP. It's interesting. Again, I did some videos on this. I just a little alarmed that no movement. Got Bitwise, we got a Grayscale with the trust, and we got Canary Capital just recently announced that they're going to do this ETF filing for these things. Nothing. Yeah, it's a little disappointing. We'll see, when and if we get some approvals. I still like it. I still think that the big reason the cloud on title is the lawsuit. Yes, and now this potential appeal. I think that's a big deal still. But once this stuff is over, and Ripple X, again, they get to do their liquidity incentive event, that's the test mark for me. That's the litmus test to see if they're going to get it going. This is interesting to me. Vet shared this, and this is at Permissionless Conference. It says it's an XRP vending machine at the Permissionless Conference. What is that about? I don't know.
You can pay for
Yeah.
with XRP.
Yeah, I don't know. It's a vending machine, and Vet said it is. You answer questions and you win prizes. I don't know what the prizes would be, but I want to share a couple of screenshots here. Just to kind of let you know, I'm buying meme coins today. And I've been doing my homework. I don't know why these things are not coming up the way I want. I don't know why that happens. But yeah, I've been buying some meme coins. I want to share something here if I can find it. I'm going to be buying meme coins today. All right, so there's the screenshots. Is it one older than the other? Let me see something here. Yeah. Now, can you go forward to the next one? No. So you can't go forward to the next screenshot if you click on one screenshot on the Mac. I don't know.
Yeah.
How do you go forward?
Oh, well, you have to have your screenshots in the same space. In the same file.
Right, on the screenshots, right? Oh, okay. All right. So here's something that I think interesting from this presentation that I shared with you guys last night. It's got benchmarks, layer ones, modular, ETH DeFi, Solana DeFi, Cosmos, miscellaneous, new memes, old memes, AI depend. And at the bottom of each one of these charts, he calls them sectors. He has how they're doing. So benchmarks, Bitcoin, ETH, Solana. We talk about that. 90% portfolio, 90% of every $100 is 22% up, plus 22. 22% up. 22%. Layer ones, ETH, Solana, TON. The dude doesn't even put XRP in here, which is interesting. But he's got ETH, Solana, TON, AVAX, NEAR, Aptos, Atoms, SUI, Injective, Mina, Say, Phantom. Doesn't even have XRP in here. It's interesting. Now, this is just 2024. January to current date, or so till September. Minus 10%. Minus 10%. ETH and Solana is in here, and it's still minus 10%. Now, modular, you got Celestia, Dimension, Arbitrum, Optimism, STRK, Polygon, which is Matic, Manto, IMX, and Manta, minus 59%. ETH, DeFi, again, this is January to September. That's it. Minus 14%. You got Uniswap, Maker, Lido, Aave, Pendle, Synthetics, Curve, minus 14%. Solana DeFi, plus 6%. Jupiter, Pyth, Jito, and Radio. Cosmos ecosystem, just 6 of those, minus 66%. I'm in the Cosmos ecosystem. I have Osmo, I have Neutron. Yeah, got Celestia and some other stuff. But in any case, minus 66%. That is the biggest minus besides modular, where Celestia and Dimension are Cosmos plays in modular. Anyway, plus 3% for AI and Depend. Bet, Render, Bittensor, Akash, Honey, Filecoin, Arweave. So we got 3% plus as a positive. We got 22% positive for the benchmarks, which is Bitcoin, ETH, and Solana. And we got Solana DeFi at plus 6%. Meme coins, the old meme coins, Doge and Sheep, Bonk. It's interesting that he's got Pepe coin. He shouldn't have Pepe coin in here. He should have Pepe as the old meme. But maybe he understands that the original Pepe creators are the ones who did Pepe coin because their original code and stuff was kind of, I don't know what you would call it, commandeered and made Pepe. Okay. So he's got this actually the wrong way. Pepe should be here on the meme coins, and Pepe coin should be new coins. So that's just the history, just to let you know. But anyway, it's got old memes like Doge and Sheep in here. 105%. XRP holders, the dude didn't even list XRP in the layer one. Are you doing crypto?
For security here on my phone, I can't.
Yeah. You gotta hold it also. I mean, do that too. Keep playing with it. So again, layer one's XRP is not even mentioned on here. But anyway, old memes 105%. New memes 2,040%. This is just in 2024. Got Pepe, should be Pepe coin. Got Dog with Hat with. Got Mog. You got Popcat, you got MPC, you got MAGA and Turbo. He just, he's not listing all the new memes, just whatever. Right? I mean, Mog is taking up most of that. But anyway, 2,040%. And again, I say this on the channel all the time, Pine Seed. Some people just want to say that their wallet looks pretty, and they're just good with that. Like, While it looks pretty, I'm good. It looks pretty. But when you look on the inside, it's just vaporware. Some people in this space, especially XRP holders, just wanted to look good. Look, the wallet, look how pretty. Look, zero, anything of value in 3 to 5 seconds for less than a penny. Doesn't that look pretty? Partnerships with banks, doesn't that look pretty? AMM is next level. Doesn't that look pretty? But on the inside, right? Again, this is not about telling people to sell. This is about accepting the reality for where you are. And are you good with that? I'm good with it. I told you I'm not doing anything until after the Ripple X with my XRP, until after the Ripple X liquidity incentive event. I want to see how they handle stables and how they handle the liquidity event. I want to see if they understand that it is about going up and to the right on the network adoption curve, thus creating demand for the native asset. I want to see if they understand that. I want to see if they're all in on that, because that's the formula for holders. That's the formula for holders. It's amazing to me that no one screams from the rooftop about utility in the S&P 500 or the NASDAQ. No one's screaming utility, crawfish. No one's screaming, well, if you can't use it, if you can't use the Apple stock, if you can't use the Tesla stock, the Nvidia stock, if no one's using the stock, why aren't they talking like that about S&P 500 or NASDAQ technology stocks? Why aren't they talking screaming utility? What do you do with Tesla? What do you do with Nvidia? You buy it and you hold it. You buy it and you hold it. You don't talk about utility there. Why are you talking about it utility here? And all these things don't have any utility. But you're in the NASDAQ. You got Tesla stock and Google stock and Facebook stock and Apple stock. Come on. You gotta know the game that you're in, brother crypto. You gotta know the game you're in. And then play accordingly. All right, fam. Look, I'm gonna hop off here. I wanna get on the live stream. Pine C, I appreciate you checking in. Brother Crypto's in the building, says, dude, I can't with DAI. Dude is mindless. Look, I mean, sad, man, sad. Crawfish is in the building. What's going on, Crawfish? Brother Crypto says DI's channel is all about conspiracy theories and his narrative on things. No real data. 100%, bro. Him thinking SUI is a meme coin speaks volumes on his intellect in this space. That's what I'm saying. He hasn't popped his head outside the XRPL bubble. Calamity Leo says, can't wait to meme you, LOL. Oh, no. What? Brother Crypto says, sick as hell today. Lost my buy for it. What? Lost it? It's in the safe, but due to natural disaster, not able to get to it and possibly won't be able to. Oh, no. Let's see. Yeah, hopefully you can reach out to the Bifrost people and see if there's some other thing that they can do. Devon Steve's in the building. How are you, bro? Hey, my man, Siege, and everyone. What's going on, Hydro? Brother Crypto says the concept of SUI doing away with secret phases and making things more real world usable. I take this as a sign that I need to go heavy on SUI. I hear you, bro. I know. I know that one of those founders there, he's not big on the wallets and these CU phrases. So, and I think he's going to be on the Twitter Spaces. Look, this is Twitter Spaces today, guys. Let me give you the link here. I'm ready to hop on it. Whoop. think this will work. I think this will work. I'm going to hop on that live stream on that Twitter Spaces. What's the huge news for the XRPL today? Looking good doing it. What's the huge news? Share. I think that's the Twitter Spaces link right there. All right, fam. Thank you so much for hanging out. I'm going to hop on that live stream, and maybe I can record it for you guys. But there's a link. Twitter Space. Yeah, so Twitter Space, Hydro. That's the link right there. I think it should work. Let me do it right now while we're here. Maybe we'll do it that way. Maybe we'll just go live while we're here on the live stream. I don't know. Let's see. Start listening. Yeah, let's do that. Let's just hang out. Looks like, you know, there's nothing going on yet. Crypto Eddie's in the stream. What else? XLR in Espanol. XLR network in Spanish. Love that. I don't see any of the people who's supposed to be on there yet. Oh, so SUI is there. Doesn't look like the XRP Ledger people are there yet. SUI's there, and I don't know who SUI is supposed to be. I guess it is the co-founder. Yeah, we can do that. We can hang out together and check it out together. How about that? We're just going to live stream the Twitter Spaces. How about that? Alex Eats in the building. What's going on, bro? Devon Steve says, I'm not doing memes. I get to hear about them too late. I hear you, bro. I'm learning the game. I'm learning. I don't know it, but I am learning it. And I'm going to learn from a guy who is, you know, a sophisticated on-chain analyst guy, which is Murad. I'm learning from him. I'm learning from him. And if he asks for some paid services crap, I'm going to pay for it. I shouldn't call it crap. If he comes up with some paid services thing or whatever, I'll be paying. I want to learn from the people who know. So, but right now, you know, he's got a list. I've been doing my homework and doing my due diligence. I am going to deploy a small amount of capital. It's only $350, small amount, into the leaders in the categories. And then I'm going to just start adding to the position. Part of my 10% bag, of course, because I think what's going to happen is it's going to be this cycle this year, and it's going to be another cycle. Everything I'm doing today is in preparation for the next cycle, the 2028 meme coin cycle. That's how I see it. You don't need to be early, Devon Steve. You just got to.
GM. Hope everybody can hear me clear. Just bringing up one more speaker here, and then we'll get started.
Yeah, 10 mil to 40 mil is the sweet spot in market cap. It's kind of that sweet spot to be able to leverage early stuff. But another you know thing is tap into people that are in the know. And this Murad guy seems like a good guy to me. I don't know. Still doing my homework and due diligence on the dude, but he seems like a good dude. That presentation that I shared, Devon Steve, with you guys last night, it seems like that was a big FU to VCs. I hope you guys had a chance to check that thing out. Hydro says, are we too late for memes? I don't think so. Because the idea is really buying and holding. And, you know, you got to pick the right ones. You got to pick the leaders in the categories, which I love. Pick the leaders in each category. I think it's massive. You know, there's a dog category, there's a cat category, there's a culture category, there's a movement category, and then there's like a lifestyle and culture, lifestyle slant, culture slant, masculinity thing as well.
All right, thanks everybody for joining the Mobius Integrators AMA. Hope everybody can hear me clear. If you can, just go ahead and hit a thumbs up or something. Great. This This is Galen speaking from the Axelar Network main handle. We have some great guests on the AMA, great speakers talking today, talking about Mobius Development Stack and what it's going to enable with some of the new L1s that it'll be connecting. We have Jazzy Cooper from XRP Ledger, from Ripple X rather, contributors to XRP Ledger. And we have Adeniyi from Miston Labs, contributors to SUI Network. And we have Sergey from Interrupt Labs, contributors to the Axelar Network. So let's kick it off right away. Maybe we can start with some introductions. Adeniyi, why don't you go ahead and go first and introduce yourself, introduce the project,
Okay.
and let's get right into it.
Hi everyone, my name is Adeniyi Abiodun. I am the co-founder and chief product officer of Miston Labs. We are a layer one protocol that has been around since May last year. Our team predominantly came from Facebook, where we built the Libra project. And we've been doing some really cool stuff in the industry. I think SUI's been around for just a short period of time. We've seen some incredible growth and very glad to be great partners with the Axelar team.
Awesome. Jazzy, can you tell us a little bit about XRP Ledger?
Sure. Excuse me. Yeah, so excited to be here. My name is Jazzy. I lead the product team within Ripple X. We're the business unit within Ripple that works on the XRP Ledger. We're one of the larger contributors to the layer one blockchain, XRPL. Historically, it's been known for payments, but there's been a number of expansions recent years, both amplifying the decentralized exchange. There's now fully on-chain order books combined with automated market making to really expand the value transfer capabilities on the ledger. Tokenization, real-world assets has been another key focus. So excited to chat more about XRPL capabilities there. But yeah, excited to be here.
Awesome. Thank you. And Sergey, last but not least, a little bit on yourself, Axelar, and the shiny new Mobius development stack.
Hey guys, great to be here. Sergey, founder of Axelar Network. Yeah, high level, we're connecting all the different blockchain ecosystems, hoping to provide seamless interoperability across them. And the Mobius stack is a way forward with that, opening up kind of a more permissionless framework to integrate new ecosystems and provide better security and scalability properties under the hood.
Awesome. So I want to keep it pretty open-ended here. I think we have some kind of high-level topics to go through. Folks who want to ask a question or anything that comes up, please feel free to raise your hand, and we'll try to get you in. So yeah, let's try to have a sort of open-ended conversation. I think maybe we can, Adeniyi, let's go back to you, starting with let's talk about some of the unique initiatives on SUI that I think most interesting in this context to hear about things that might have some utility beyond the boundaries of one chain, right? Where you sort of have things that are happening on SUI that other ecosystems would want to tap into unique properties or capabilities or functions that are developing there.
Sure thing. Hi, everybody. So SUI, as I was mentioned before, SUI's seen a tremendous amount of growth in the DeFi space. I believe we went over 1 billion TVL recently. So I think behind Solana, we're about 9% of all the TVL that's a non-EVM chains. That's been driven largely by some unique capabilities that SUI affords. The object-based model that allows you to really define interesting assets. But also it's been very powerful for DeFi builders to leverage to effectively build use cases that's generally not possible elsewhere. One of the things we're very excited about is DeepBook version 3 launch that's happening very, very soon. We've actually been working with the Axelar team in regards to that. There's an integration that Axelar and the team is working on whereby you'd effectively be able to, a bit of background on DeepBook actually. DeepBook is SUI's basically center limit order book. It is a crankless club that allows you to trade at very high throughput, very high TPS with very, very low latency and low cost. It's effectively what has been tried in other layer ones before, but it's never been possible. But now you have the ability to settle cross-chain trades directly on DeepBook, and that's been powered directly by the Axelar team. So you'll be able to trade all forms of assets, whether it's an ETH asset, SOL asset, SUI-based asset. and do that at very, very low cost directly on the debug platform, settle directly on the debug platform. And that's really something very unique that we're very, very excited about. Can't wait to see that launch.
Can you talk actually a little bit more about the unique, object kind of token value representation that you guys have? Like, what are the benefits? I think it's still relatively new across the ecosystem, but it's been very interesting to work with it as we've been, facilitating the integration.
Yeah, so in SUI, the smallest unit of computation is actually strongly typed objects. There's a separation between state and execution and code in SUI that's very, very powerful. So every asset in SUI is effectively a strongly typed object, unlike a lot of other platforms that do things very differently. So if I wanted to create a coin itself is its own object, it has its own object ID. And because it has its own object ID, whenever you're doing a transaction, it's very easy for the system to determine whether a transaction has contention versus traditional chains where you really have to execute things sequentially. So because of that object model, you get a ton of benefits. One, it's in a paradigm that most developers are very, very akin to. So they know if you come from traditional OO-based programming languages, you can adapt to SUI very, very quickly. The concept of objects is not foreign to you. But from a systems perspective, it's easy to know if two transactions are related or not. So the more CPUs you have or the more machines you have, the more transactions you can process. So it does give SUI a unique performance benefit, namely, you're not capped to a single CPU, you're not capped to a single machine. We've demonstrated that if you add 7 times the machines to the validators, you basically get 7 times the throughput and 0 increase in latency. The benefit of that as well is, I imagine if you want to do exchange size trades like you're doing on Bybit or Binance, you actually have a layer 1 that can handle that. Latency is not going to be 50 milliseconds. It's going to be end-to-end finality in about 400 milliseconds, which is still industry leading from a trade perspective. And that's not optimistic finality, that's actual real finality, end-to-end from when you submit a trade to when you get the confirmation from the network directly. That's final and non-reversible. It is by far the lowest end-to-end conf that you can get in any network by quite a margin.
That's awesome. Jazzy, maybe back to you. How have things been in the XRP and Ripple and Ledger ecosystem? I know you guys have some exciting stablecoin initiatives as well. Yeah, would love for you to give us maybe the latest up to date.
Yeah, definitely. So a lot going on the XRPL with a big focus on on-chain finance, institutional rails. One of the reasons we're excited to partner with XLR is that at the heart of interoperability is really acceptance that no chain does it all or can do it all. And so XRPL may not be the best place for boundless innovation with Turing complete smart contracts, but what the chain can do, it can do really, really well and best in class in a way that's reliable, secure, efficient, in a way that institutions will require in order to bring their business and more importantly, their customers on chain. So that's where we're looking really closely, starting with tokenization of how can you not only represent crypto native assets very well, whether they're from one chain or another, but also real world assets and ensuring that there's token standards that support these assets well, and also can be, very easily accessed with a simple API call, as opposed to having to build your own smart contracts from scratch, which really lowers the barriers for Web2 developers, TradFi developers as well. But, once you tokenize that asset, what do you do next? And that's where XRPL really shines, which is payments, trading, value transfer. So we're very excited to, team up with XLR and not only allow real world assets to come and go and access different chains, but also to access, the highly robust order book exchange on XRPL, and vice versa. We'll be tapping into smart contracts on the EVM sidechain that we're launching as well. So, we've partnered with a lending protocol recently that's built on the EVM sidechain that's in dev right now. And that will be fully accessible from XRPL mainnet. So users can access those DeFi protocols without having to, switch into another wallet on another chain, creating a really seamless and sort of comprehensive user experience. So those are a couple things. I know you mentioned stablecoin as well. That's on the horizon and should help to amplify DeFi on XRPL, as well as real world asset settlement. So a lot of exciting stuff there.
I mean, that's awesome. Yeah, I mean, I think nobody would argue that like tokenization is one of the biggest kind of product market fits in the industry, right? And you mentioned standards around what it actually looks like once you launch a token. How do you incorporate, payments and other instruments? What are types of requests you see from traditional financial institutions, the kind of larger players? Yeah, you mentioned some of it, like once the asset is launched, but like, can you tell us what is the ecosystem and the kind of tool set looks like, and what are the asks that you typically see?
Yeah, that's a good question. So there's two main fungible standards on the XRPL that will be used by institutions. The first is IOUs, and that's really kind of the original stablecoin model of you have a balance of basically -1 on chain, and I have a balance of +1 off chain. So I owe you $1 and you have a stablecoin. And that's sort of the base model. The next is something called multi-purpose tokens that the team is working on, which will allow issuers to attach metadata directly to the fungible token, which is really helpful when you think about tokenizing bonds and different types of real world assets where you want that information to be connected at the token level as opposed to, excuse me, at the issuer level. The other piece that we're seeing, rise a lot and really come under scrutiny is on-chain compliance. And so we're working on a number of different on-chain compliance standards and features to really ensure that issuers can meet regulatory standards and bring assets on chain, allow them to trade. So whether it's controls at the token level of who can hold a particular token set by the issuer, or even at the protocol level of creating bounds around a trading environment for a permissionless asset. We're trying to really meet them at every level so that they can not only tokenize but access the DeFi protocols and the value transfer as they need to while remaining compliant.
That's awesome. And within the RWA category, what are the classes of assets that you're excited about?
Yeah, that's a good question. I mean, we're seeing a lot of traction with T-bills and money market funds. Obviously, one of the big use cases that we're seeing, which really excites me because it taps into DeFi, and we're starting to take that step beyond, okay, I've brought this asset on chain, but now what do I do with it? And so looking at use cases along the lines of collateralizing, treasury bills, money market funds, and allowing traders to access leverage to trade crypto native assets. So we're really starting to see the ecosystem come together. I think other classes like private equity allowing advantages on both the fund side as well as the buyer side by lowering barriers to entry, allowing long tail investors to tap into private equity funds is a new opportunity without the massive spike in operational costs for some of those private equity funds to be able to manage a long tail investor. So capabilities like that and fractionalization are really helping both sides of the ecosystem, which is huge value prop of blockchain and what I love to see.
That's amazing. I guess taking a step back, I'm curious for both of you, how do you see the Web3 ecosystem more broadly, especially when it comes to modular versus monolithic app chains and things like that? Uniswap recently announced that they're launching their own rollup for their product, kind of moving there, trying to solve some of the fragmentation issues. And you guys mentioned benefits of your individual stacks and the ecosystems. Yeah, curious, what is your take on where things are moving? Are we becoming more modular, monolithic? Do you see chains specialize in more and more specific, use cases and verticals?
I'm happy to go first. Our fundamental thesis is that generally we find it a hard sell that you even need app chain in the first place, quite frankly. I think generally what we're finding, the value of a blockchain is to have a single state machine by which people can actually, compose code and leverage shared state. So without that, you start to create a lot of fragmentation and you have all sorts of safety issues. Generally, actually, unless you're in the ETH ecosystem, I think it's hard to make a case that L2 makes sense, quite frankly. Like ETH is always going to be the way it is. So you absolutely are going to need Band-Aids or other components to aid with with scale and handling the throughput that the consumers are really going to demand. But outside of that, it's a hard sell. We just think the best thing to do is build the right ledger, build the right technology that can actually handle the scale, and go from there. We've seen a lot of success with that with SUI, namely the fact that you have a single global state machine, the fact that you can use anybody's object, you can compose that freely in a fully permissionless way. That's the value of a blockchain. The value of a network is going to ultimately be, the amount of accessible state that you can compose in an atomic way. And once you start to break atomicity, I need to bridge something, or I need to use some messaging protocol, it starts to create some issues. So, again, this is why I also think why we're very, very happy to be working with Axelar is we believe it's probably the most decentralized bridge that actually helps break some of those boundaries. So if you're going to be bridging assets, you're going to want a protocol that adds all the bells and whistles when it comes to safety to ensure that at least when you are breaking that element of composability, or when you're breaking that atomicity, that you have a protocol that's sound to help you solve those interoperability related problems. But from a scale perspective, we fundamentally believe in a monolithic design, because if you think about our own stack, right, we've taken the approach of the programming language is foundational, but also the data model is also foundational. It takes advantage of the unique aspect of a data model that we have. And then you go on top of that, the consensus algorithm has a good knowledge of the data model and uses that to its full advantage. You can squeeze the most amount of performance by understanding the previous layer underneath you. So that's our thesis, and that's something we feel that we can prove out very relatively well.
I'm curious, as a follow-up to that, beyond the technology, do you feel like you guys have to attract all kinds of use cases, all types of applications, or do you think over the years you have kind of your product market fit beyond the technology in terms of ecosystem, or is it going to be an innovation playground where anything could happen?
I mean, SUI is the fastest growing dev ecosystem in Web3. It was actually quite a large growth from a last Electric Capital report. Our goal is not just to build a blockchain. We are rebuilding a tech stack that we feel the internet is missing, namely a global coordination layer for assets. And that's a bigger targetable, addressable market than just Web3 as a whole. We think the internet fundamentally is broken. It's great at sending data, but terrible at transferring value. And SUI is going to act as a glue to do that, ultimately. So if we think about what are the use cases, our goal, what do we think about every morning? It's how do we build the best developer platform for those who want to work with assets of value? And how do we do that in a fully composable way? So if we keep focusing on that as a goal and making it the best place for devs to build, we think devs will come up with the best use cases of what to build. The three areas we focus on as a company has always been gaming, commerce, and finance. And we think people build all sorts of things in around that and beyond as well.
Yeah, just expanding on that. I mean, I see the value in having a single source of truth for a token or some asset that holds value. But at the end of the day, I don't think any single chain can solve every problem or support every use case. I think about it more in an economic sense, in that there should be mobility and there should be access. If you look at countries, for example, you can't do every single activity or see every site in a single country, but you can access them, move throughout them, use various currencies at each. Even a more direct analogy, if you look at banks, how many people on this call are only using a single financial institution? Like, I doubt very many. I think the reality is you're going to have different sort of specialties pop up in different areas, and I think the customers will go towards wherever the product is the best suit for their needs. I think what's really important for us on this call is that the builders in blockchain is to ensure that there is the connectivity through rails like Axelar. There is a source of truth that you can trace back on that asset, so that it can be mobile and it can be accepted in different places. So slightly different view there, but I think the infrastructure is going to be key to piece all of these different chains together.
Awesome. I guess let's talk a little bit about the future, 6 to 12 months for your projects. Anything in particular you want to kind of call out that people should be keeping an eye on?
Yeah, I mean, I'll flag the EVM sidechain, for example, is something we're pretty excited about. You know, as I mentioned, there's a limited number of sort of primitives that XRPL does very, very well, whether that's payments or trading. But there are some things that the ledger doesn't support today. For example, over collateralized lending, and we know that over collateralized lending goes hand in hand, you know, with an AMM or with an order book DEX. And so we're excited to launch the EVM sidechain and allow some of those smart contracts to sort of live on the back end, but still be fully accessible from XRPL mainnet wallets. So between the launch of you know, the sidechain itself or lending protocol, you know, we have another partner that's doing leverage for the AMM with those smart contracts all on the sidechain. I think that should help bring a nice little boost to the DeFi ecosystem within XRPL and also across as we start to integrate with you know, some of your partners like Squid and expose you know, the XRPL DEX with a lot of the liquidity and depth it has from Ripple payments product to users and traders across all different chains. You know, we're particularly excited about that.
Particularly looking forward to a few things in this ecosystem. I think the one I touched on before is the launch of Squid routing trades directly on Debug. We believe that's going to allow greater capital efficiency across Web3 as a whole. It's actually super beneficial for an entire Web3 ecosystem. So look forward to that. Anyone can swap asset X for asset Y in any chain with the best price without having a lot of slippage and paying very, very high fees. We also recently announced that USDC is coming to SUI natively. In fact, it's already live. Major exchanges are going to be supporting that very soon, before the end of the month. So it's going to be greater liquidity for people to move assets directly from exchanges directly into SUI, but also how that transposes across other ecosystems as well. SUI is becoming a top destination for Briggs assets from ETH and also Sol ecosystems. So very excited about those progressions.
That's awesome. Go ahead.
Yeah, I just wanted to invite some questions from the listeners, actually. I think we'll get some popping up here if you guys are ready for that. I think we've got Sweet Punks. You should be ready to ask your questions.
Hey, what's up, guys? I don't actually have any questions. I just want to say I'm just bullish on this space and everybody in this space. Anything to do with SUI. Shout out to the founders. Ripple, I see you. I love you. Thank you for letting me come up here and just give me a moment of my spotlight. We're a new NFT collection, community coin on SUI. I'm not really up here to show, but just want to say hi to everybody and thank you so much. I love everybody here. Good vibes. SUI is the meta of this bull run and forever. Let's go.
All right, thanks, Sweet Punks. Not here to show, but let's show just a little. That's okay.
Just a little bit.
Sergey, you had something you wanted to jump in here with. Anybody else wants to speak? Go ahead and raise your hand and we'll bring you up here for a question. All right.
I guess, can I ask a question to the acceleration?
Yeah. Please, yeah, go for it.
Yeah, so, you know, one of the, you know, use cases that a lot of folks are excited about building on top of Axelar Rails is cross-chain trading. As we start to think about RWA and some of the different use cases that are unlocked, bringing real-world assets to crypto rails, are there other sort of use cases or untapped potential that you see for Axelar infrastructure to be leveraged there?
Yeah, I mean, from our view, you know, we're trying to make sure that wherever the asset is issued and however it's issued, it's accessible to everyone else, right? As easily as possible. So I think we talked, you know, about tokenization. I still think it's, you know, the biggest product market fit right now in crypto. And I think the issue with existing tokenization, you know, approaches is that you tokenize something and kind of good luck getting people to use it, right?
Mm-hmm.
If it's especially if it's a new chain or ecosystem, or even, you know, something outside of your traditional financial instruments, kind of having access to it and being able to use it is very painful. And so we're trying to streamline all these processes, abstract as much away for the users as possible to be able to interact with new primitives. But yeah, in terms of, you know, asset classes, I think things that you've mentioned, right, Jose, kind of a stable coins, T-bills are interesting. I think we're seeing some property tokenization, title tokenization projects that are happening. I think all of them are very, very early still. And for us, kind of solving the UX pain points is a must for the whole space to kind of elevate to the next level.
Yeah, I mean, to chime in there, I think tokenization is still quite early, but ultimately the great thing about Web3 is the ability to test in production and to experiment. So we're seeing a lot of very interesting tokenization use cases come up on Three and actually other chains as well. And it really looks like, I think the most important thing is how we help these projects find PMF, but allowing them to have a great experimentation platform by which to find that PMF is actually very, very key. So art tokenization is one, actually tokenizing real art. We have a project from Sweden that's tokenizing Monet art pieces at the actual Monet art pieces. So you're going all the way to the high end and starting to find value beyond, just what we're doing in the Web3 space, namely with NFTs. So it would be great to see how this space really grows.
Awesome. That was a solid question. I think we got one question from the audience here. Crypto Insights UK. You're on. Go ahead, ask your question.
Hey guys, how are we doing? I only joined this live, so you might have already answered this question, and it also might be irrelevant. So if it is, then please just shut me up. I'm just something that came into my head. Obviously, soon we're going to see the launch of Ripple's RLUSD, and we've seen that that's going to be cross-platform between both the XRP ledger and also Ethereum ledger. Is there any plan for SUI to be bringing that? Obviously, I know that Axelar are going to be working on that with Ripple. Is there any plan for SUI to be bringing that onto their mainnet as well?
Hey, would love to work with Ripple. Absolutely. Let's talk about it. We got Ripple on the call, so let's have a chat.
Yeah, definitely. I'm not, on the RLUSD team, I focus on XRP ledger, but I think the idea there is bringing a new stablecoin to the market that excels, primarily in compliance and meeting regulatory standards. And as I mentioned before, I think no one blockchain can do it all. So ensuring that the token is where it needs to be in order for customers to tap into value. I think that's important. So it's definitely up for more partnerships in that area.
And we'll make sure everything is as permissionless as possible, so you guys don't actually have to talk to one another. But
yeah, I was going to ask that. Yes, exactly.
Hopefully you will if you need to, but I think everything should be everywhere without having kind of intermediary controls, and I think that's what we're all here for.
Yeah, that's great. Thank you. Thanks for letting me have the question. Jazzy, I've not known you very long, but thank you for what you're bringing to the XRP ledger. I'm new to SUI as well. I've seen a lot of hype around it, and it's amazing to see someone like Axelar basically bringing all these platforms together. I think that's what the future of Web3 should be about, interoperability. I'm going to leave it there. Thank you very much for having me up, and continue the great work, guys. I want to see more collaborations like this.
Awesome. Great question. Stone, go ahead. I think you had a question. You're on the stage here, so go ahead and ask it.
I appreciate the opportunity to talk. It was more of a statement of gratitude. I love what you guys are doing. I'm 1/3 of the development team behind Tremera, and my main focus is trust on the XRP ledger and the investor not being taken advantage of, and the investor being able to connect with development teams or a POC for that development team so that they can feel like they're making a truly informed decision. With the way that the blockchain's been, the way the crypto space has been, the whole wild west, go ahead and take advantage of everybody you can take advantage of and make your way is terrible. And it's scary for the investor. And I was on that side of it for a very long time. And so what I'm trying to do is connect projects on the XRP ledger together, and it sounds like what your guys are doing is trying to connect all the blockchains. So keeping safety in mind and the investor in the forefront is truly commendable, and I love it. And I can just appreciate your project. And I just found your space today. I'm going to be following along, and I appreciate the opportunity to talk. I would love to somehow be involved in the facilitation of of all these connections, and just being in the space and listening to you guys is amazing. I appreciate it.
Thanks, Noah. I mean, it's ideally this is all permissionless, so you should be able to get involved. I think if we can shill just a little bit here, docs.axelar.dev for anybody who's building, please get in there and take a look at ways you can connect things. And on suite of on XRP Ledger, very excited to have such a large and excitable group of listeners here today. I guess for the speakers, maybe last wrap up, places to go to find out more exciting things to look out for. We talked a little bit about milestones down the future, but last thoughts on kind of ways to get started building and kind of what users and developers should be looking out for. Agni, I'll start with you, and we'll go from there.
I'll just say I'm bullish on Squid. Go check it out. Build on Squid. Very, very big fans of what the team Axelar is doing. I do think it's the most decentralized bridge out there, and they've really got one of the strongest teams that we've had the pleasure of working with in the industry. Amazing work that they've done. And for Sui, just go to sui.io. If you're a builder, go to docs.sui.io. Check out what we're doing. Love the feedback. Thank you.
Awesome. Love Squid as well. Such fun to swap in seconds. If you had to check that out with Squid Boost, definitely give that a try. It's exhilarating. Jazzy, on the XRP side.
Yeah, definitely. So on the XRPL side, I mean, with this group, I want to reiterate, I think there are some misperceptions about the ledger and what you can do. There's a lot of exciting primitives that are there you can build on top of, ranging from payments to trading to checks. A lot of cool features, unlocking use cases in a way that's proven secure and robust. So check out xrpl.org. All the developer documentation is there, and try to build a financial application. We're really excited about it, especially teaming up with Axelar. Now you have mobility of assets, both to and from XRP Ledger. Also, +1 on the Squid front. I think they're an amazing partner. I think they'll unlock a lot of trading capabilities on XRPL DEX and the order books there. So yeah, excited for more innovation to come and more partnerships. Feel free to reach out to me directly if you have any questions, but thanks for having me here. This was great.
Awesome.
Thanks, guys. Yeah, from my side, just want to say, huge shout out to both ecosystems. I think it's been a pleasure kind of working, and hopefully we can help streamline a lot of the user experiences, a lot of onboarding, a lot of on and off activities. So excited for these connections to go live and to see what's going to be ahead.
Fantastic. Of course, always open to communicate with folks who didn't get a chance to ask a question but have one. So come on into any of these projects, I think, and jump into the community. There's lots of conversations going on. And of course, once again, if you just want to start building and don't want to talk to anybody, that's what Web3 is all about. So thanks everybody for joining. Thanks to all the listeners and to the guests and the speakers. Hopefully we'll get a chance to talk more in the not too distant future once we start shipping out stuff live on some of these new connections.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.
All right, so there that was. Interesting little live stream. Let's see here. I see a little post here from Axelar. Discover how general message passing GMP enables multi-chain real-world asset lending. Interesting. All right. It's good to know. For sure. All right, so guys, I hope you appreciated that little Twitter Spaces there. Interesting stuff. I took some notes for sure. Hydro says that was a great stream yesterday. Thank you, brother. I appreciate that. Alex Sheet says, can we put XRP in the meme category? Hopefully it will do something. Well, there is an XRP meme. It's called XRP meme or X meme. I know it's a thriving community there. Devon Steve says, memes seem like multi-level to me. relying on loads of new money coming in, eventually those last end up getting burned. At least with the XRP, with the asset XRP and XLM and the like, after 7 years, we're still at about the same. Yeah, I got you. Michael Marchese from Myrtle Beach. What's going on, bro? Yo, from Myrtle Beach. Hey, I thought the XRPL was supposed to be the leader in interoperability. Looks like SUI didn't get the memo. What's going on, bro? Co-creator Rod's in the building. How are you, brother? Hydro says community is key. I agree. The community is absolutely important. It's so massively important to understand. For sure. It's massively important to understand. Yeah, that's an interesting thing Devon Steve says about the memes. I have to think about that some more. Yeah, I have to think about that some more. It's an interesting point. I'll think about it and we'll cover it. We'll cover it another time. I got to tell you, I was quite impressed with the presentation that Murad did at Token 2049. I would highly encourage people to take a look at that again. It's only 20 minutes. I know I shared the whole presentation in the live stream. It helped me to kind of get a foundation for things. But ultimately, the numbers are the numbers. And what's in the wallet is what's in the wallet. How you're faring is how you're faring. If the wallet is valuable, it's valuable. And if it's not, it's not. And if adding a meme coin makes the wallet more valuable, I think that is important. But watch that whole presentation again, because he talks about tech tokens and he talks about utility tokens in there. And I would say, does that make sense to you? Let me go find that. I'll put that in the chat. Here it is right here. Because, again, I'm going to listen to it again today. I listened more to the interview that he did on Rug Radio this morning. Because in the end, I mean, I wonder if we're being honest about why we're here. Like, I know I'm here to create wealth and generational wealth for me and my family. That's why I'm here. To create wealth and hopefully generational wealth for me and my family. That's why I'm here. Ultimately. So when I look at the meme coins, I remember seeing the XRP meme and thinking they were really doing some stuff, really trying to build a community, and ultimately going up and to the right of the network adoption curve involves the community for sure. Do you have to have technology? That definitely helps for sure. It helps without question. But the communities, that community thing is it's an important factor. But there's the link to that presentation. Again, I feel like it is a big FU to VCs and what they've been doing to the launching of these tokens, whether it be IO.net, GPU.net, any of these token launches, the VCs have come in and figured out a way to leverage the founders, because the founders need capital. And I don't want to say take advantage, but to just, in the end, just like in that presentation, no matter what, the VCs are getting 100x. And retail is not. So even though it's a layer one with some awesome technology, it's going to solve the world's problems, the VCs have leveraged the model and they're winning. And the retail investor is not winning under the guise that, well, we got a discount, but all the value is going to the VCs. And I don't put it all on the founders. I think the founders are have some challenges with getting capital or are not coming up with more creative ways to get the tokens out to retail to make it a level playing field. Very few have figured anything out. I think when you look at Flare Networks and what Flare Networks did, it feels like a very good sound model of distribution of the tokens that can be fair. I don't know the true overall distribution of Flare tokens, how much the team got, and whether or not there were VCs involved in it. I think we can find that out. Let's see if we go to Flare Networks, get to their docs somehow. But how do you guys feel about Flare's distribution? How do you guys feel about it? Here's a link tree. I wonder where in this link tree I can find out about the distribution of the tokens. Interesting. Look at that. Got that. Someone must have really liked this YouTube thing. They put that one in the front with that interview, recent interview with Hugo. Introduction to Flare, Flare drop guide. I wonder where we could find. What does this say? Oh no, it's just build your own. That distribution, because I feel like it's probably in the docs. I just feel like let's see, is it Flare Tokenomics? Let's look at that. I think that they've done a really good job of their distribution of their tokens. When I watched that presentation by Murad, I kept thinking about Celsius Network and how well they've been doing, in my view. But anyway, all right. It says 58.3% of the Genesis Flare supply is allocated to the community. So more than half of the Genesis, the original, is to the community. So what we got going on here? 58% community FLR allocation, 22%, 23% to the development and investment entities. So they're combining that there. The development and investment entities. All right, then we got Flare team advisors and early backers, 16.7%. And 2.1% burn token. So if you just added those two, 22.9 and 16.7, and maybe even because so if you want to add everything that is not community, I guess you could kind of put that in 39%. So it'd be 6, 9. Yep. 39%. Am I doing that right? 6, 1, 9. So that's pretty good. That's okay. All right. Now what else we got going on here? No, I ended up just live streaming the thing that I was supposed to get off the live stream to do. So, yeah. Yeah. So yeah. Miss Crypto Seas is like, wait a minute, you're supposed to only go 20 minutes so you can go catch this Twitter Spaces and get the Twitter Spaces to the team. I'm like, I'll just stay on the live and just we'll hop on there together. Yeah, so I think this, I mean, 58% to 36%, 38%, whatever was the number I said. 39%, I think is pretty good, don't you? All right, and you got some other stuff here. The Genesis FLO token distribution of 100 billion FLR, 24% to Flare drops, original airdrop. Now, was that with the XRP people? I think that 4.3% was the XRP holders, right? Think so. 9.8% for Flare Foundation, 10% for Flare VC funding. So, I mean, that's cool. Flare VC funding, they can't vote. Non-voting, that part of it is non-voting anyway. Flare Labs, okay. Founding team, 7%. Rest of team, 1%. All right, so I don't know. That feels like really good. That feels like a really good thing. Feel like they did a pretty good job there, I think. What do you guys think? I think Flare did a good job. But to me, that presentation, Hydro from Rod, was like, screw the VCs and how they're screwing retail. And that the meme coin thing is, again, there is no, you don't have to worry about future token releases or anything like that. They're out, and they're out completely 100%. And he's speaking to that challenge. He's speaking, and he feels as though the real actual value add to retail is through the meme coins. One of the more important screenshots that I think is important for everyone, and I'm going to hop off here, is that screenshot I took of only 43 tokens. Again, how's the wallet doing? Only 43 tokens. Is this it? No. Why is that there? Is outperforming Bitcoin year to date. Only 43. And the challenge is, do you got it? Do you have it? That's the challenge. Do you have it? Do you got them? Or are they in your wallet? If they are, congratulations, man, you're winning. Congratulations, you're winning. But do you have them? And if thousands of tokens will be created a day and hundreds of thousands a year, and only 43 year to date, and that's just in January, don't get it twisted. It's just January. Maybe it's not including maybe 2023. But the thing is, do you have them? Are they in your wallet? Are they in your portfolio? Are you able to have been able to pick them? 43 here. I'm looking at this list here. I know some people got Fetch, right? The AI play. I'm looking at these. I have one. No, I have two. Jasmine and Pepe Coin. I think, let me go with one. I'm going to go with Jazzy because I think I might have sold my Pepe Coin. And I believe I have Velo. That's it. 1 out of 43. Year to date, only 43 tokens in the top 300. Now, it's the top 300. Maybe there's some outside of the top 300 that are doing it. Remember, the further you go down that chart, the more risky the play is, right? It's about the best risk-adjusted reward token. Usually that's going to be top 100, but he went top 300. Risk-adjusted return on your investment. I have one. No, I got Dog with Hat. I got Whiff. So I have, I got 3. Jasmine, Velo, Dog with Hat. Nice RWA play right there in Mantra. Layer 1. Do you have it? Now, I'm about to get add to Whiff, first play PopCat, first play Mog, first play SPX, and first play Giga. Because of my thesis. Things that are currently outperforming Bitcoin, I think, will continue to do so. That's my thesis. Going forward. Going forward. Okay. So in any case, and that was, you know, this was as of September 10th. Okay. What about the rest of September? And, you know, kind of, you know, that can make a difference. You know, 2 more weeks can make a difference in the play, you know, being in this top 43. So that's what I'm looking at for sure. Hydro says, great stream, Steve. Thank you, brother. I want to do some memes, just don't know enough. Yeah, I got to learn, man. I'm learning. And I'm taking this guy's lead and relying on his background and context of what he's been doing and his ability to do the on-chain analysis and stuff. Turns out he went to Princeton as well, which is, but he, in my homework and assessment early on, this is a smart guy who has my early on impressions, smart guy who has, who gives a crap about the regular retail person and recognizes the harm that's been done to retail in this space. That's kind of how he strikes me as. Yeah, you better get off there, Keela. Keela says, need to get my Pepe off of KuCoin before they shut me out. Yes, ma'am, you better do that. Better do that. Get that on a cold wallet. Michael McCasey says, I'm okay with FSLR distributions. It's bringing F assets to the market to have an issue with. Yeah, they got to get them going. It's supposed to be this year. So there it is, fam. The Twitter Spaces was interesting, you know, just a little introduction, I guess, of the SUI team to the XRPL team, what it feels like more than anything. You know, that's what it feels like more so than anything. We'll see. SUI is new. It's a new chain. It's a risk-adjusted reward asset you got to consider. It's new. I'm not going to put it in my 90% bucket like I have Bitcoin, exited all of my ETH into Solana. I'm not going to put it in that chain. So if I have $100, I'm not putting 90 of it in SUI. I'll put 10 in SUI. That's what I'm doing. People got to kind of figure out their own ratio in terms of the risk-adjusted return on investment assets. You know. So, oh, you know, Keyless is like, I don't like them hardware wallets. I like the MetaMask. I hear you. Rabby. I'm liking the Rabbies. I got to tell you that. Liking that Rabby wallet, Keyless. So, yeah, so the Twitter Spaces was interesting. But again, for me, SUI is in my 10% bucket, which means I have SUI, but in comparison to Bitcoin and Solana, the numbers are different. The capital allocated is greater to Bitcoin and Solana. That's me because I have a 90%, 10% bucket. And so do I have meme coins? Of course. I have 2 meme coins. But in terms of capital allocation, it's in my 10% bucket. And the purchases that I'll make today, adding to and taking first position on 4 others, maybe 3 others, it's 10% bucket. That's where they fall. It's a 10% bucket. So that's kind of where I am, fam. Thank you so much for hopping on and checking in. I appreciate you guys for sure. It's been a very, very cool hang. Co-creator Rod, did you reach out? Did you email me? I don't think I saw anything from you. But let me know what's good, and we can definitely look out for sure. Thank you, fam. Thank you so much for checking in. It was a really, really cool hang. I'm going to hop off here and got to get some other stuff going on. For sure. Appreciate you guys. Listen, do me a favor. If you didn't hit that like button on the way in, would you please do so on the way out? That'd be super, super cool. We always like to have just as many likes as we have viewers in the stream. If you can hit that like button on the way out, that'd be super, super cool. And if you happen to be in that 50% or so of people that are hanging out, listening to and watching the Crypto Siege, If you've been enjoying those hangouts, please consider subscribing to the channel. We're trying to take that number down from 50% down to about 25% or so. And you can do your part right now by just hitting that subscribe button. And don't forget to ring that notification bell so that you know whenever we go live or whenever we upload a video. I'm going to end this one like I do all my videos and remind you guys of this. That old money, it doesn't want you to win. But that's okay, though, because you and I, we're already winning. And I would ask you to consider this or perhaps ponder the idea or notion of living your life permissionless. I'll talk to you guys soon. See ya. Bye.